How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Tegridywood. In today's video, we're going to be busting up this pile. I'm tired of looking at it. I want to get it turned into logs that we can then split. Don't think I'll be doing much splitting today, but we're just going to try to get that done. Also, we're going to get these stumps out of here. If you've been watching the channel at all, this was a overgrown chicken coop. I had to cut down a bunch of small trees to get it ready to go. I left them tall. I went through various ideas on what I was going to do with these things. The last one being I was going to have the guy that the tree guy that drops the wood off come in and stump bust them for me. I have some power lines that run along them. They were privately done, so the call before you dig won't come out and mess with locating the lines. And to be honest with you, I just want them out of my life. So the ones that have fencing tied into them that grew up through the fencing, I've got a sawzall and sorry, bugs biting me. I got a sawzall to get through those, and the rest I'm just going to take the chainsaw and bring them tight to the dirt. And we're going to get these things out of the way. I have been tripping over them and dealing with them, and today's the day that they go away. If things go really well and I have time, there's back in the corner over there, there is some of the maple trees that I felled. I need to get them out because I am going to need to mow again. The grass is looking tall again and lush, and I need to get it out of here. I need to keep this under control so I'm not covered in ticks at the end of the day. So, all right, here we go. Let's bust some stumps, Tegridy style. What we did manage to do was get all of this wiped out. Now you'll see that guy back there, right there. And some other little bits. These are the ones that had the fencing grew up in them. I'm about to get after them with the Sawzall. So we'll get this last little bit right here out, and that big dog right there. And that's it on the stumps. We can check that off the list. This fence row, I'm not worried about it right now. I think I got all the metal out of there. We're gonna try. Nervous about this one, I ain't gonna lie. All right. This dude is a little more deeply embedded. That fence is clear up through that tree, all the way down. I don't see how I can use a chainsaw on that in any way, shape, or form. That is most definitely going to have to be. Oh, that's so disappointing. And it comes clear back to here and down. Ugh. I don't think that blade on that Sawzall is going to do this guy. I don't think my efforts are best spent at the moment. I'm trying to get this guy out. Just don't think that one makes sense for me at the moment. We'll revisit this with a fresh set of blades for the Sawzall. That might take an hour, but we'll get through it. But not today. right, not a bad day's work for being Memorial Day. Been busy with the family and the grandbabies. I haven't had time to get out here, so spent the morning out here working my tail off. Got a bunch of that pile taken out. Not all of it. I didn't expect to get all of it. There's a lot of big stuff, but yeah, I'll show you what all we got done today. All right, as you can see, evidenced by the sawdust there, that pile had came, initially it had come out to like right here. I've whittled it back and down tremendously. Feeling pretty good about it, actually. Yeah, so you can see here, I mean, this was just heaped up over top. Got a lot of that stuff off top, got a lot of the bigger stuff done too. These big skinny rounds, like I said in the past, I thought I'd use them for Scott's wood to pay my rent, and that's the guy that owns the property, but I don't really think that's practical. The time it takes to split those is time I could be splitting commercial stuff, so I just don't have time for it. All of that back there is the offcuts and small stuff and everything else. That's gonna have to go to the green fill and gotten rid of there, so luckily that's free. So here's my maple pile now, and it comes up on the back side here. Give you a better view here. So yeah, so here's my maple pile. This is the back side. That's most of the big stuff, and man, that thing's pushing, it's getting up around 6 feet tall. We're gonna have to start splitting some of it. And here's all the hackberry from the tree service guys that's gotten bucked up, and it's waiting to get split. And yeah, this is hackberry. The darker stuff down there is mulberry. This is the hickory I bought. And that's a bunch of offcuts that I'm just, the small stuff when I first started splitting that stuff. Not fun to stack. So, feeling pretty good about things. So yeah, here's kind of an overview of everything. So that's my pile. It's got to go, all of this really has to go. This is all short stuff except for the big stuff I noodled right there and there. Those things, those guys get just taken over to the pile. But everything else is short, so needs to go. Got rid of all those stumps except for this guy. This guy is absolutely embedded. I'm gonna have to get a better Sawzall blade for that one. We'll come back and get him out of the way, but it's nice. It's nice. I can get back here, I can mow. I've got a deeper landing for the tree guys to put logs, so feeling good about that. Keeping it out away from the road here that, well, road, but the drive that he uses for getting back to the barns. So, and there's also my access, so yeah. Feeling pretty good about things. It was a good day at the Woodyard. Got a lot done, especially for a holiday. Got a bunch of splitting to do. I'll see if I can get my daughter Faith out here to help me split. You guys saw her in the last video. That goes so much faster when we've got a process like that going. So I'll see if I can't get her down here, because that'll be a big help for me. If you like what you saw today, guys, give us a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And remember, no matter what you do or where you do it, always do it with integrity.